We could be on the verge of uncovering evidence that will change this case forever.
We're looking for an embargo.
Él vivía en el kilómetro 265.
We have never been closer. Right here, right now. Was your father a Nazi?
Sí, había muchos, no era el único. Bueno, él cuando tenía 14 años entró a la juventud hitleriana y a los 16 años entró a combate directamente.
This is his father.
Luftwaffe wings?
Yeah.
He has some medals, he says, yeah.
That's Flying Cross First Class. This is the highest award of bravery. And he seems to have two of them. This is one very brave man.
Is there any information that you have of people that your father would have known that could have been high-level Nazis? We're looking for names, documents, dates.
No, nunca nos reveló ni nombre, ni rango, no conozco.
The thing is people don't like to talk because they have something to hide. And I know that your father's part of it.
Who's this?
Es la foto de Adolf Hitler en Misiones.
My heart's racing a little bit.
We have an alleged picture of an aged Adolf Hitler post-war.
If there was any evidence of his death, why haven't they produced it? This is Adolf Hitler.
Bob Baer, a 21-year CIA veteran and one of the most respected intelligence minds in the world, has dedicated his career to tracking some of the most notorious criminals, including Saddam Hussein.
I've spent so much time in the White House, know firsthand what the government tells us is rarely true. And from the moment I started looking into this case, it didn't add up. Ignorance is bliss. The public does not want to believe that we lost Adolf Hitler.
In 2014, the FBI declassified over 700 pages of documents, placing Adolf Hitler around the globe after World War II, leading Bob to reopen this 70-year-old cold case, deploying dozens of experts, historians, and military manhunters, armed with the most cutting-edge technology to uncover the truth.
By investigating the FBI files, we are the first ones to put together facts about what really happened. In Berlin, we found no scientific evidence that he died in that bunker. We don't have a witness, we don't have a body.
Hempel could not tell whether he really had seen that Hitler was dead because he had not seen the body. Nobody sees his face and said that's him, unless it wasn't Hitler.
Hitler's bunker was connected with tunnels, which could have taken him to an airport. Flying's the way you want out of Berlin. In Spain, we have a witness, the monastery, placing Hitler there.
He saw here, with his eyes, Hitler. Here, yeah.
As well as Nazi infrastructure, communications, and also escape routes.
German's fingerprints all over this place.
From Spain, he could have boarded a U-boat and got away from Europe.
What evidence of?
I don't know. In Argentina, clue after clue pointed to the possibility he escaped into the countryside and set up multiple Nazi safe houses.
This could have been completely built in secret. If I'm going to hide a high-value target, this is perfect.
You've got all this evidence everywhere. You've got all these possibilities, but the FBI files were not the final story on the hunt for Hitler.
After a year-long investigation across 6 countries and thousands of miles, Bob prepares to broaden the scope of his investigation.
The FBI has a very, very narrow aperture on the world. We need to open up the aperture. Look at that. 14,621 international files on Hitler alive.
Bob has now gotten unprecedented access to over 14,000 pages of declassified documents from every major intelligence agency around the world.
The Germans, the Argentinians, the Russians, the MI6.
Every intelligence agency in the world is looking at this. It's incredible. I mean, you have a full-on international manhunt for Adolf Hitler. We are completely in uncharted waters. For the first time, we are opening up these files and putting them all together. And they all had a different piece of the pie. And it's only when you put them all together are you going to come to the truth.
We were the first ones that did it. After the FBI documents were declassified, now we're the first ones that are acting on these declassified documents.
Bob is joined by the UN's premier war crimes investigator, Dr. John Sensich. They have integrated thousands of U.S. and international documents into a state-of-the-art computerized database.
This database is powerful. It looks at the relationships between information, finding patterns, finding words, finding evidence. This is an amazing opportunity to help us get to the answer of these questions that have been looming for decades.
So we're starting a whole new phase of this investigation. Now that we have these files, I want to go back to the beginning. Hitler's last known location, April 1945, Berlin. And we're going to carry it forward. Look, John, we've established that a bunch of airplanes left Tempelhof on the 21st of April.
Others left from Tempelhof. There were about 8 or 10 aircraft.
We know that he could have been on one of those airplanes.
It's still feasible that he could have used Tempelhof. But we were looking at this through the documents of the United States government. Maybe there really is a plan B, a plan C, and a plan D that we don't know about.
If you're a world leader, you've got to have contingencies. You simply do not have one way out, because you have one way out, that's how you end up in an ambush. We've got the database, and to establish the specifics, to move from theory to real evidence, I think that's where we've got to go next. Let's get into it and start looking at this stuff. Hitler, plane, worldwide, Berlin, date, 1945.
Soviet Union, CIA.
Hey, look at this. This is an MI6 file. A certain Luftwaffe pilot, Captain Baumgart, swore under oath that he flew Hitler from Berlin on 29 April 1945. Hitler was supposed to have committed suicide on the 30th, so this is the day before.
He says he swears under oath, but we all know there are people that swear under oath that don't tell the truth. What we need to do now is to look into this database and find out if there's any other evidence or leads that we can track down to corroborate his statement.
Let's see what we got. There we go. Look at this one.
This is coming from the U.S. Army. On the day Hitler left Berlin, the Germans made a counterattack in order to clear a strip from which the plane could take off. The two reports go hand in hand, and they lend credence to one another.
Sounds like to me this is a makeshift airstrip. Clear a roadway, whatever you have, and take off. The tenor of this completely changes when you have a name and a plane and a day and a makeshift runway, and we're going to paint a complete picture for the first time. In the context of looking for Hitler's escape route, we are now getting into specifics for the first time. I want to touch something and feel something.
We can determine where that makeshift runway was. That's powerful information. We need to send a team out there to explore all of those possibilities. Right now, we've got good leads. Let's see if we can turn this into some type of evidence.
This is a huge breakthrough. Let's do it.
Baumgart was consistent every time he told the story. To me, as an investigator,